Luka Doncic simply can't do everything alone. The Mavericks need to upgrade their roster, and with the level of parity in the league, they can't afford to sit back and hope for the best. Adding a player who's got the ability to be the second star alongside Luka might be the only way for the Mavs to win an NBA championship. On Wednesday night, Luka scored an impressive 30 points against the Atlanta Hawks, marking the 31st time he's reached that point this season. However, there's a problem. That 30-point game resulted into a loss for the Mavericks, bringing the record to 3-15 when Luka doesn't play or scores 30 or fewer points. In comparison, they are 21-7 in all other games, where Luka is playing and scoring big. This game also served as a reminder that the Mavericks roster just isn't good enough to support Luka's talents. Even though Doncic leads his draft class in career wins over a replacement year, he needs some help. And with the level of parity in the NBA this season, there's a strong argument for the Mavericks to go out and get that help before the February 9th trade deadline. On an individual level, the debate isn't even needed. Luka doesn't just lead his draft class in career wins over a replacement year, he's nearly doubling up second place, who is, unsurprisingly, Trae Young. While Christian Wood and Spencer Dinwiddie have both had their moments, the most notable recent story about a Luka teammate might still be the departure of Jalen Brunson, who's averaging 22.6 points this season. If Dallas would have done everything in their power to keep Brunson, the Mavericks could be painting a much different picture right now. Luka is phenomenal, and it's not his fault this is happening. He's averaging 33.7 points, 8.8 rebounds, and 8.8 assists. Such stats would have seemed impossible in earlier eras, but regardless, he needs some help. Reports have surfaced that Luka himself has indicated that he wants the Mavericks to upgrade their roster, something that Dallas owner Mark Cuban has denied. But with the level of parity in the league, the Mavericks can't afford to sit back and simply do nothing. 4 years ago, Dallas thought they got the help Luka needed when they traded for Kristaps Porzingis, but he's already left the team. Now, the Mavericks have one more outgoing pick from that deal that will likely convey to the New York Knicks this summer, unless Dallas has a massive collapse and winds up in the top 10 of the 2023 draft. And if that happens, the Mavs have a ton of draft capital to play with. And with a ton of draft capital, the Mavericks should be exploring all options to upgrade their roster. There have been rumors of potential trades for players such as Bradley Beal, Miles Turner, DeMar DeRozan, D'Angelo Russell, and even the player Luka once traded for, Trae Young. Not so long ago, there's even been some buzz that Trae could actually ask for a move soon. Reportedly, some executives are of the belief that Atlanta Hawks star point guard Trae Young could be the next player on a rookie max extension to request a trade if the team doesn't make a postseason appearance. While some of these rumors may seem outlandish, the Mavericks should at least be asking. The list of teams that have won an NBA title without at least 2 stars is minuscule. Just look at recent history. The second best player on the Golden State Warriors during their championship runs was either Klay Thompson or Draymond Green. The Toronto Raptors had Kyle Lowry and Kawhi Leonard, and the list goes on. League's history is instructive, and the lesson we can all learn from it is that the Mavericks aren't good enough to win it all. At least not as currently constructed. An all-in deal for a superstar is unlikely to happen, but plenty of the players mentioned before could help too, to a certain degree, but they would. Plus, most of them would cost less. Last season, when Jalen Brunson was still around, the Mavs were plus 4.3 points per 100 possessions when Luka was sitting. This season, however, they are minus 8.6 points without their superstar on the court. So it's about time that Dallas gets Doncic some help while they still have a chance.